We had our Bachelor alumni.
It was hot, it was sexy.
We had musical meltdowns. And we had a secret villain striking again.
She's fake as hell.
This is your The Bachelor Presents Listen to Your Heart Episode 3 recap. Grab your glasses. It's time for Roses and Rosé. Everyone, it's me, Lauren Zima, and the red of this blanket represents the blood spilled by Julia. Hi, everybody. How are you? Are you doing all right? Are you doing acceptably? Are you even pleasant? Well, these are all wonderful adjectives that could be used for how everyone is. If Julia didn't bring her words into this song. Oh, I am drinking a red wine today for all. Oh, that's a song. Red wine for all the things Julia did, for all the blood that she spilled, kids. She's not fine. Julia's a villain, you guys.
It's nauseating.
Why aren't we talking about this? Maybe you are talking about this. Did you think Julia was a villain? Let me know in the comments below, and I'm gonna go. Oh, that's good. That's good. Red wine in the spring? I don't know, but the quarantine is turning things upside down, isn't it? So on this episode, we had performances. We had alumni.
Hi, guys!
We had an upping the ante on glitz and glam, didn't we? So I've gone very glam today. I am shiny head to toe. You know, normally in the real world, I would say that this outfit's a little too much. But here, on this show, in these times, I don't think it is. No, certainly not. So keep shining, wear whatever you want to make yourself feel good in the quarantine. And make sure your cup doesn't spill the blood like Julia did. Stop. Okay.
That's what friends are for.
Oh my God.
Let's get to it. We start off at the mansion with a couple of people doing yoga, I think, or headstands. I don't know. I couldn't see who it was, but all I wrote down was mood. They said, what a time to be alive, and what are we doing today?
What a time to be alive.
All right, what are we doing today?
I'm not really sure.
You know what? Cheers to whoever you guys were. Do you feel like you know everyone on the show at this point? I still don't, and we lost some unknowns in this episode. Who are you liking the most? Who are you connecting with the most? Oh, God. You guys, if I started choking, you couldn't help me through the screen. That would be so hard, like dark. You'd just be recording me dying, and you couldn't help me. I'm talking to Chrisanne and JC. They're on a Zoom behind these cameras, just so you guys know. This is dark. Okay.
Waking up, day after the rose ceremony. I'm feeling good.
So it's the morning after the rose ceremony, and this guy Gabe is talking, and we hadn't seen much of Gabe, but he is a secret hottie, so cheers to that.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Brandon and Julia are quite literally having a water cooler conversation about their relationship, like leaning on a water cooler. As much as times have changed, we're all still talking at the water cooler. I don't know, do we have an espresso machine or even a Keurig? What's happening? What about one of those wine machines? Oh, he's telling Julia, oh, I'm into Savannah. And then at the water cooler, he's being very unclear. He's been like, oh, no. Julia, I'm into you.
I knew you were gonna get chosen.
I know.
I didn't want to send Savannah home.
I gave Savannah my rose because I knew Sheridan would give you his rose. And so I knew that you would still be here and that we could figure things out.
That's still something I want to pursue.
Drink every time somebody used Sheridan this episode.
I knew you were gonna get chosen. I didn't want to send Savannah home.
I'm just so frustrated. Trying to collaborate with Sheridan while living with Brandon is so freaking annoying.
Poor Sheridan. Share a none. All he's doing is sharing, and it's none too good for him. And Julia was saying her heart was torn, but then she's saying she's crazy about Brandon.
I am crazy about him.
Hey everybody, come in and join me in the living room, please.
Chris Harrison is here to up the ante, everybody.
This morning, everything is about to change.
He says they all have to figure out where they're at in their relationships now.
this morning.
You don't have time to put on makeup. You don't have time to put your contacts in. Figure this ish out, okay? Okay. And Brandon's face, right? It's like his whole world of dating two women at once just exploded in his face, so.
I'm really glad that we're gonna be able to do this together.
So these couples are all conversing, and Bree and Chris are having a conversation.
I literally can't imagine this without you.
And you know, Chris tells her in the most monotone way that he is so sure about her.
I agree 100.
He's like, I'm 100%,
100.
a bazillion.
100,000 billion zillion percent.
Maybe they should stick to singing their feelings.
I'll pick up that rose, yeah. Every petal screaming your name, oh.
I think that was working better for them.
I was not expecting that.
And then the women are all talking about where they're at with the men. And Julia strikes again.
The initial off the bat, like, spark for me was with Brandon.
Oh, this is why Julia is a secret villain, you guys, because she's beautiful and she seems kind and she's talented. She is messy, okay? She is as down and dirty as my hair is right now. And that's saying something. So she tells Savannah that she and Brandon had this talk.
Last night, we got to have a really significant conversation.
And Savannah is shocked because she thought Brandon was only into her. But of course, Julia acts like the hero.
That did not feel good because I was like, how fair is that to Savannah and Sheridan?
I'm now thinking that Brandon and Julia deserve each other. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. So Savannah's just trying to like chill. She's trying to reflect. She's trying to figure things out. And Gabe comes in. Okay, Gabe, this timing couldn't have been worse.
Hey, Gabe.
All right, here we are.
You're good looking, but you don't have good timing, okay?
So what do you want to happen?
She's all upset about Brandon, and he comes in to talk about his feelings for her.
I know confidently that there's no way in which I could honestly continue on the show if I wasn't coupled with you.
And you know, I just felt that it was so clear that Savannah was not interested at all. Oh, and poor Savannah. She is crying. She is feeling bad about things with Gabe because she does not have feelings for him.
I don't know if there's like that romantic spark.
And her jacket is as shiny as her tears. Shiny! I'm shiny for Savannah. I stand with Savannah. Who do you guys stand with, Savannah or Julia? Let me know in the comments below. Okay. Oh God, and then she really is sobbing. She is freaking out at production.
2 seconds. Can I have 2 seconds?
She is crashing to the floor. Don't drink for every time Savannah, the musician, had a meltdown, a musical meltdown.
I need to go home. 2 seconds. Can I have 2 seconds?
Hats off to Gabe.
All right,
See you, buddy.
Because what an exit. I think perhaps the most peaceful exit in the history of the show. I mean, he actually said that laying out his heart to Savannah was, quote, comforting.
just completely laying my heart out there for Savannah was comforting. I really hope and pray for nothing but the best for her.
Cheers to Gabe. I think the women missed out on Gabe. I think that's a good guy. I think if we can get him to paradise, Gabe's a hot commodity, okay? Gabe! You know what I'm saying? Okay. But oh, don't settle in too quickly because Savannah is still crying. And Brandon, he's like, Savannah.
Savannah.
What's wrong?
What's going on?
You are Brandon. You are what's wrong. You are the problem here. Your freaking water cooler conversations.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool.
What? And the shiny materials don't breathe. They don't breathe. And I've chosen to sit in front of a fire on a 90-degree day, so. Own your choices, Julia. And also myself. I'm pointing at myself saying that. And drinking a red. That's warm. Okay. And keep it away from the fire. I wonder if the ghost girl's here. You here, girl? You part of the heat? Okay. Love and light. Wonder if she's old enough to drink. Okay. Brandon is now back to Savannah.
I'd like to move forward with you.
He is totally into her, and he said something to her that I thought was so arrogant. Do you want to continue with me, or do you want to go home and cry?
You want to do this, or you want to go home and cry?
Are those my options, Brandon? What about the option to go home and say bye to you, okay?
At least give it a shot.
Don't drink every time Brandon says, want to do this?
You want to do this? You want to do this? I want to do this with you.
What an invite.
As if.
Want to do this? Do you want to do this? Look, like, should do this. I mean, Brandon's moods are changing with each meal. You know, we're having coffee, we're on Julia. We're at brunch, it's on Savannah. What's gonna happen by the time cocktail hour rolls around, Brandon?
Full steam ahead, Captain.
I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna be hanging out with all my friends. Okay. This is Grenache. Nice to meet you. How are you? Okay.
I'm just so frustrated.
Drink every time Sheridan is too nice of a guy. Julia's sobbing over Brandon because he's decided to go with Savannah instead of her.
So I definitely want to see where Julia's head's at this point and kind of what she's thinking.
Let's take a moment, an hour, a day, because we have the time, to talk about this comment. Julia says she has to forgive herself.
I'm trying to process all of it. And forgive myself.
What? What? For what? What are you forgiving yourself for, Julia?
I feel better about it now.
Drink every time Sheridan says something naive.
I know this has nothing to do with us. I feel better about it now. She feels confident moving forward with me, and I've made peace with it.
Chris Harrison is back. Drink every time he yells on this show.
Hey, everybody! Come in and join me in the living room, please.
Don't drink for every time Chris Harrison drops a piece of information on everybody.
Each of you, as couples, are about to have an amazing opportunity.
We find out that they're going to perform as couples.
Each couple are going to be given a song. They're going to be well known.
And that the judges are musicians and bachelor couples. Okay.
Who better to judge what you're going through and understand what you're going through than these guys?
And this part was interesting to me because the couples do seem to be quite strong together, right? I'm not sure about the talent of some of these voices, but when they're with another person, you know, we're stronger together. And that's also a message of all this. The quarantine. I know that last week I said I wasn't gonna mention it, but I do think that sometimes we have to allude to it because it is the reality in which we are all living. And you know what? At the end of the day, we can still keep it chic, everybody. I mean, look at me, I'm shining head to toe, including my sweat. I'm glistening.
Usually a drink will do the trick. Take the edge off quick, sitting in the dark.
So they're all practicing. And this is interesting, right? Because you guys, it's not easy to work with someone you're into. Am I right? I know from personal experience. Though I will also say, great to work with someone you're into. You got stuff in common. I don't hate on it. That whole phrase about not, you know whating where you eat. I say, you know what? You know what where you drink, okay? That's gonna get you through. All right.
Who you are, where you're from.
So they're practicing, and Julia's making things all about her. Drink every time she does something mean to Sheridan.
Where you're from.
Feels icky. Doesn't feel right.
And I want to point out, she's using some choice words.
Confused
Some select adjectives.
and frustrated,
Some specific vocabulary.
indecisive.
She says trying to collaborate with Sheridan is annoying.
Trying to collaborate with Sheridan while living with Brandon is so freaking annoying. What I had with Brandon is what I'm missing with Sheridan. It's kind of hard to pour myself fully into what I have with Sheridan. Becca and Danny.
Oh, you know what? Then we're gonna blow through the next moment that we have because we get a date card for Becca and Danny, the theater kids who we haven't seen much of. You know what? They did get a higher budget date though. They go to a house. Can we not? Be in a house, but it is in the Hollywood Hills, and there are some beautiful pieces of clothing. Glam, glam, glam. I really support you guys still dressing up during these times. I truly believe that still getting yourself together can help you keep it together. Julia's at the water cooler again. Drink for every time she has a water cooler conversation.
I know. I have very little respect for Brandon and Savannah at this moment in time.
Julia, try the bar. Go to the bar. She calls Brandon and Savannah bizarre.
For people who just weren't doing this 12 hours ago, it's so bizarre.
Fucking Julia. Honestly, at this point, I feel like she's doing bad to the Julia name. Because there are a lot of Julias we love. Julia Roberts, As I said last week, Julia Child. Julia Louis-Dreyfus. No! My fucking queen. Do you guys watch Veep? God, I blew through that show. I love it so much. Made me want to live in DC for a while. I fantasized about it. Anyway. Oh, JC and Chrisanne are like Gary and Amy. But I think I'm nicer.
You have set fire to the fire truck!
And you know what was wild? Becca and Danny, bless them, had the best date so far on this show. It almost felt like just a goodbye. Like a thank you for being here. A thank you for being here today.
Thank you for being here today.
And also a bye. They had a beautiful house, glamorous clothes, a hot tub, champagne, and after all that, you know what Becca did not have for Danny? Even just a peck on the lips. She wouldn't even give Danny a.
You okay?
It's so awkward, right?
First of all, he was wanting to figure things out with me 24 hours ago.
And now we are back to Julia, and she is saying Savannah is, and I quote, fake as hell.
She's fake as hell. I'm not willing to be fake.
Too close to the flames, Julia.
I just don't know how to process people being so outrageously dishonest to get ahead.
Oh, she says she doesn't know how to process people who are being outrageously dishonest. You took Sheridan's rose and said you were crazy about Brandon.
I am crazy about him.
You told Savannah you wanted to treat her and Sheridan fairly.
How fair is that to Savannah and Sheridan?
But you told Brandon behind her back that she was odd and not getting along with other women.
And of all the girls, she kind of plays it close to the vest, which feels like a little odd.
Documents, that's what these are, documents, okay? And now she wants to leave because of Savannah?
I want to leave because of her.
You know what, Julia? I was a magazine journalism major in college. I did a lot of writing, I did a lot of editing, so let me give you a few choice adjectives for how I'm feeling. Incensed, indignant, irate. Okay. Oh, my butt's so hot.
I feel like I need a one-on-one conversation with you.
So Julia confronts Savannah. I don't really know about what. What did you think of this moment? I found it to be, as Julia would say, bizarre for her to be coming at Savannah. What has Savannah done here? She calls her disingenuous.
It feels disingenuous.
Based on what? Savannah, as far as I can see, has been honest with everyone, and I found Savannah's explanation of her actions with Brandon and her PDA to be 100% sensical.
We got to start doing music, and now I feel so comfortable and so safe, and I've seen his personality come out, and I've felt the permission to be me.
Let me know in the comments below. Use your words. Use some adjectives. Throw in some nouns. I miss certain nouns. People, places. Luckily, we still have things. You know, at the end of the day, I think Julia's just mad because Brandon picked Savannah, not her. That's not very chic. No, it's not. So she says she's not in Savannah's business.
I'm not in your business.
She is. And then she says she doesn't have feelings for Brandon.
I don't have any feelings for Brandon, so
she does. And then Julia says she isn't coming from a place of wishing she was with Brandon, but she just said that.
This is not coming from a place where I'm like, oh, I wish I was with Brandon. I am crazy about him.
Oh, okay. But let's do a change of pace now. We're on a date with Natasha and Ryan, I guess. When did they get a date card? Did I miss that?
Last night, Natasha and I got a date card.
What's happening? You know, whatever, because Chris Lane and Lauren Bushnell are here, and that's amazing. Happily married. Adore them both. Great. Cheers to Chris Lane for saying what we've all been thinking, that Ryan looks like Shawn Mendes.
I thought you were Shawn Mendes standing down here.
And Natasha and Ryan have a date. It's great, I guess. They kiss against a wall, and I liked this because I felt a little more at ease watching Ryan kiss from a distance, you know, from far away. That was easier.
1, 2.
So everyone's practicing for their big performances, and Jamie is running away. She's so nervous.
A lot of pressure. I just wish I didn't get so nervous. I don't want to ruin it for him.
And I just got so worried for her running on that tile. Be careful on that tile, Jamie. slippery, that Santa Barbara tile.
Hello!
Oh, and it's the performances, and Chris Harrison is in a light gray suit. What's the best suit color for guys to wear? Let me know in the comments below. For me, it's light gray. Okay.
Give a warm welcome to JoJo and Jordan.
Oh, the judges are JoJo and Jordan, and I love them both so much. And Kesha and Jason Mraz. Wonderful, beautiful, what a combination of bachelor royalty and musical pedigree. So, you know, don't drink for every performance.
I'm thinking, baby, you're my sweetheart, everything.
And Jamie is freaking out again. She says her fear is to be judged.
I didn't know that we were gonna be judged in front of everyone. That's my fear in life.
And I wrote down, oh babe, I don't know if this business is for you. Yikes. And then we get some more awkward Becca and Danny moments. She literally moves her lips to not kiss him. I've never seen anything like that, you guys. He went in for a kiss and she went. He went in for a kiss and she went. Let me do that a little closer. I can't even really move my face in the way that she was moving it like that. And I thought that it would be over there, but it wasn't. It's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. Because then he tries to kiss her on stage and oh, it was still so awkward. And then they sing and then he went for it again. And I simply cannot. I did not think I could be made to feel so awkward in the quarantine when I'm not even around other people to feel uncomfortable, but it came through the screen. Oh, deep breaths. Okay. So then Brandon and Savannah are performing, and this was intriguing. The judges did not feel the vibes from Brandon and Savannah in terms of their interest.
Savannah, I felt like you kept pulling away a little bit, and I feel like Brandon was really trying to lock the eyes.
I thought Savannah was maybe just nervous. What did you think? Let me know in the comments below. We could have done with a better explanation. But Julia, no, she's not worried about an explanation. She's making faces. She's like, ding. Ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, Julia, put the bell down.
Although loneliness has always been a friend of mine.
And then Julia and the man she is using are singing. And I want to point out that Savannah did not make any mean faces during their performance. And you know what? Just cheers to JoJo and Jordan, a nice couple, and I like them. And oh, yes, at the end here, Julia is literally laughing at Savannah's pain.
So I imagine this is super painful for Savannah right now.
Okay, the performances are continuing, and I'd kind of forgotten about Natasha this episode, but oh, then she is singing, and I remembered Natasha with the vocal styling. Boo Boo can belt. Why do singers do this? I don't know why you plugged the one ear. But I like it. Don't drink for every strange air nuzzle Ryan gives her during their performance. I mean, I don't know what that was about. Their performance was wonderful. I think they're both talented. I don't know how Natasha's hair color changed. How did she get her hair done in the Bachelor quarantine? Went from blonde to brunette.
It's Jamie and Trevor.
Then it's gonna be Jamie and Trevor, and she's so hard on herself.
It's just crazy to think of how much I get in my own head.
She's always talking about her whole life.
Like my whole freaking life.
I don't know why, but she's even doing squats backstage to calm down. Why? What's this doing, Jamie? All it's doing is getting my heart rate up. Oh, that's the most cardio I've done in weeks. And in a pleather pant. That was a choice.
I could use a love song.
But Jamie and Trevor get through it, and don't drink every time she hyperventilates post-performance.
I literally really can't slow down. I think I might accidentally.
And now we have a rose ceremony, and Becca and Danny are going home, right? want to cancel the theater kids, but they are. But before that, we need Julia to make one more comment. She says it's ironic that the judges called her and Sheridan genuine.
Ironically, they used the word genuine for me and Sheridan, which felt really good. Because that's kind of what I've been saying, that I just wish everyone would be.
Jamie, Trevor.
And Chris Harrison is calling out, who gets the rose? Okay, okay, okay. More where that came from in this house, honestly.
Julia, Sheridan.
Julia and Sheridan are staying, and she punches the air. Danny and Becca go home, and we are not surprised. And Julia, even though she had said that she no longer had feelings for Brandon,
I don't have any feelings for Brandon.
She is now expressing that she can't help but wonder if he's still thinking about her.
I'm just wondering if Brandon's still thinking about me.
All right, everyone, that's a wrap on Roses and Rosé. Listen to your heart, episode 3. And of course, I'm keeping it chic, keeping it elegant. What can we do in the quarantine other than elevate ourselves? Keep it stylish, keep it classic. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. We will be here for you every week. All my love. Bye. I look amazing. I look unbelievable. I look iconic. Just don't want to get too close to the fire. Okay.